anyone who has selected A, would they like to share their thoughts? Why A and why not B? Because I think it's clearly obvious. It's why not it's C and D. But why A and why not B? Nobody wants. Yeah. Yes, Ajay.
If no one, then yeah, okay. I think the very first few words after projects ends, if we compare these words with option B directly, we can get the answer that once project ends, it means B would have done before the project ending because that is part of the acceptance. And I think option B is the very first point which lead to the closure because if there is no acceptance, no project closure and no team um, adjourning, everything comes after it is accepted, like UT sign off and this stuff. So in my point of view, very short, if I can compare after project ends, I compare with B, I can immediately eliminate that option.
Yes.
So then other things are there, yes, then still we can go through this one. So I think if we want to go to the last uh, paragraph, like project manager want to ensure. So once project ends, if project manager want to ensure that it keep getting the operational support, then simply he need to hand over to the team who will be supporting the operational part of the project.
So option A actually talks about transition of the project, which has not been properly done. If the transition or handover of the project has been properly done, then this situation that you get new requirements and uh, minor modifications and technical issues and this and that, even after project is ended, project end means closure is done, project is closed. This is what do we mean by project ends? Project ends means project is closed, right? So even if after the project closure, if you keep on getting the new request or technical issues and everyday calls from the customer and from your end users, which is a very usual situation. So whenever the situation happens in your projects, please know that you have not done a proper transition phase in the project, because poor transition or poor handover actually leads to these issues and many other issues as well. Right. So if you have not completed the handover of the project properly, then you should have done that. Because if your transition is not properly done, then your closure is also not properly. So probably you need to just do the handover of the project again to just make sure that these uh, these issues like they are put to an end. As far as B is concerned, review the acceptance criteria and get acceptance. This must have been already done. If this is not done, how come the project is ended? It's not about acceptance criteria. It's not about validation. This situation is not about validation. This situation is about poor closure or improper transition of the project. Or formally disband the team. This also must have been done because if the project is ended, so it's not about disbanding. And if you continue to fulfill the request, then of course you must be doing the wrong thing. So C and D is definitely out. And B is also out if you understand that this first line, project ends, after a project ends. Right? Let me know if there is any question. And yes, this now the project has operational support. This also indicates that after the closure, when you hand over the project to operations or like by operation, you mean like somebody who is going to take the responsibility and ownership of continued realization of benefits from that project, from that point on. So it clearly indicates that it's about closure. It's something about, it's something missing in closure. Right? So you will have a proper handover to operations only when proper handover or proper transition is done. and you have handed over every artifact and every training and necessary stuff to your operations team or to your like whoever you are handing it over to. In this case, operations. Otherwise, it could have been other entities as well.